How do you link quests? I don't think you can. Right. So this will give you the sewers update. Right, so I want to actually go to the sewers in order to continue editing my quest. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we actually only have one effects artist. Only one guy did all of our particles. So like all those crazy spells you see in the game, that's one dude. All the animations in our game, one dude, one animator. 1.5. We contracted someone else, but. Those guys really work their asses off. They're awesome. Alright, so... You guys want to check out my characters. So, this all started because when I was just messing around in DM mode last night, I was looking at the monster sets and I saw the goblin set. And I was like, oh! First thing comes to mind with goblins for me is, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so I was like, oh yeah, Green Goblin. Those are the sound effects of a spider in my dungeon. So I'm gonna go away from that because it's bothering me. So I wanted to know what kind of theme I could make. I don't know what that sound effect is. Oh, I know what that is. That's Dr. Octopus. Yeah, it's totally Dr. Octopus. But yeah, it turns out there are enough Green Goblins in the Spider-Man universe that can fill up everyone here. Like, Demo Goblin is like an actual Green Goblin alternative. Goblin Knight is the precursor to Goblin King, who I'm not really familiar with. Heroic Green Goblin, yeah, same thing. It's another dude. Grey Goblin's another dude. Monster is actually... So Spider-Man apparently... Actually, you know what? We can read her summary because I copied and pasted her Wikipedia entry. Carly Cooper, who's basically Oracle in the Spider-Man universe, she gets sprayed in the face with Goblin goo, so she becomes Green Goblin. And she named herself Monster because they ran out of ideas for other goblins, I guess. Anyway. I made a really stupid monster set. And they all know Fireball because, you know, Green Goblin knows how to cast Fireball. Anyway, let's grab Spidey. Gonna drag him all the way. No! Arrgh! Can't go through doors. Alright, you know what? Don't need you there. Yeah. Oh, you can't spawn them in the entry tile. Okay, that makes sense. Otherwise, we could spawn monsters in the spawn tile, and then people would just have a bad day. Oh, sorry, did I say 15-man team? No, 50. 15 would be... That's like an Angry Birds team. That would be completely insane. Yeah, we're about 50, I want to say. I could be a little off, but... We're around that size. So I'm actually going to put Spidey over here. If you guys want to see Spidey up close, he is over here. Because, you know, that's obviously what Spider-Man would look like in the D&D universe. Studded leather armor, dual rapiers. For each of your characters, you can give them abilities, so I try to give them the best abilities that I could figure out that I'm like, yeah, that's kind of Spider-Man-ish. What is up with that sound? That was not happening earlier. Ah, whatever. No, I bet you it's totally Dr. Octopus. Yeah, look at that guy. This guy's a jerk. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Ugh. It's all good, man. I mutter all the time, so if you mishear me, it's probably my fault. Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen it already, you can just add bios to your monsters or your characters, and for me, I just copied and pasted the Wikipedia entries for all these guys instead of existing characters in the Marvel Universe, which we won't get sued for later. No, we're totally gonna get sued. Really awesome. Responsible Spider. I plan on him being an ally that joins you midway through the boss fight. Oh, final boss fight. So let me just walk you guys through what I want, what I imagine this is gonna go through for the campaign. I want to make just a one-floor dungeon at first, nothing too crazy. This is a small size, so it's let's see. Small size is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles. One of them, this one here is a secret room, which you can get to if you perceive this door. But the game flow idea was that I want to add some kind of lore object in this first tile that gets players the idea that Spider-Man is up to no good because he entered the sewers in order to make some money by fighting pro wrestlers. The final boss is Bonesaw, who was played by the Macho Man Randy Savage in Spider-Man 1, which is one of the best superhero movies ever. Although I probably haven't seen it in a while. I'm sure it's pretty dated. So you go through here. There's some goblins in this goblin set. You can click on here to see like what's going on here. You got some demo goblins, which are kind of like the alchemist ranged guys. You got your heroic green goblin, who's a ranged guy with a bow. Grey Goblin. I forget what I made Grey Goblin exactly, but we'll find out later. I don't plan on streaming for too long tonight, so I might not get a chance to play this. But you guys can play this if you're in the beta. You can boot it up. You just look for the Amazing DM Man, and you can just play through it, and then rate me 1 star when you're like, this is broken. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're probably totally right. So, this is Jonah. Jonah is your potion vendor, because why not? I actually... So, when I was making Jonah, I was like, yeah, this guy looks pretty cool. Like, I wish he had some more salt in him, but he reminded me a lot of the Mike Hagar. If you don't know who Mike Hagar is, you need to go play some video games. So Mike Hagar's the man. We don't have a pipe, so I just give him dual clubs, or maces. Those are maces. You'll probably see Freddie Mercury later, because why not? I might as well just make the trifecta of guys with mustaches. So let's see. Yeah. Bonesaw is ready! So Bonesaw, if you remember him in Spider-Man 1, he was the dude that fought Peter Parker in the steel cage match. And he was in the movie for like 2 minutes, but he was just so cool that I wanted to make him the final boss in this game. I probably need to add some crazy buffs to him to make him formidable, because I don't want to give him a weapon, because he's a pro wrestler. He's going to fight with his fists. Although, because he's Bonesaw, and Bonesaw is all about, like, you know, he's got the word bone in his name, so he can summon demons, or skeletons. No! I got rid of it! Where'd it go? He needs to be able to summon the undead. There we go. You can actually see him do that when you spawn him. Where is he? There he is. Oh, he summoned a ghoul. He summoned a skeleton last time I was here. Oh, whatever. It still works. So if you see that "is ready" thing, that was his catchphrase, and Spider-Man was "is ready." You can make people have their own titles if you go to characters and you're all like, hey man, I want your title right here. So like Mike Hagar, it says Mike Hagar and then Mayor of New York City underneath it. Primarily in our campaign, we use that for vendors to be like, hey, this is Armor, what's his face? He's an armor vendor. Yeah, so he will spawn 5 levels above the group. Oh my god, I lost him. Where'd he go? Bonesaw! Bonesaw spawns currently 5 levels ahead, which sounds insane until you see that, like, his stats aren't good. Which, I don't know, I'll probably have to ask around and see if I can get that a little bit higher, because, like, 8s and everything is, like, real not good. That's real bad. So, if I can see how that works later. If you guys saw the stream earlier today, like this morning when I was working, my lead designer, he went through, and he just destroyed Bonesaw in, like, a minute, and I was really sad about that, so I gotta figure out a way to make him better. Yes. I'm totally gonna mispronounce everyone's names, by the way, because of my first... This is really kind of like my first or second time really doing a stream, so I'm really bad at internet names, but... Una... Poop... Keep... Shoot. Yes, I made Doc Ock from, that region, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a level designer, at Nspace. I worked on primarily the single-player, co-op campaign. I made a bunch of side quests, and I worked on Laerthar's companion quest. That's a great question. I don't think you can change the cooldown on skills. That would be really... That's a neat idea, actually. I'll probably bring it up with my leads in the future if you can do that. Actually, what you can do is that you could... this is less control, but you could give them buffs so that... Or can you? Now I'm thinking. You could give them... There's certain armors in our game that reduces your cooldowns. So I wonder if you can equip them those armors, then their cooldowns would be lowered a little bit. Yes, Venom from Black Pudding. Venom as Black Pudding. Someone suggested that to me this morning, and I think that's a really... Actually, let's... Fuck it, let's do that right now. Let's make a monster set of puddings. They are sewer creatures. We're gonna call these... Oh, what do they call them in the Spider-Man universe? They call them, I'm gonna Google it real quick. I hate myself for not knowing this. Spider-Man... Venom! It's like a something Noid. Damn it, Venom, what are you? Symbiote! Not a Noid. Symbiotes, alright. Oh, thank you. Chat already told me before I Googled it. Thank you. Yeah, so, life itself, that's a good question. So, I went to... Ooh. Sorry, I get distracted really easily. So I went to school at, here in Orlando. I'm actually from Boston. I was born and raised there, and I moved specifically to Orlando because they had one of the best grad schools in the country for video game development at UCF. And I went there as a designer because I really wanted to get into level design. So my undergrad back in Boston, I studied computer science and I got a bachelor's in that. Then I was like, I don't want to make databases. I want to make video games. So that's what I've wanted to do since I was like 12. So that is when I went to FIA, did some design stuff, made some video games with some really cool people, really awesome people. Still really good friends with a lot of them right now. And that's when Nspace hired me. Nspace is the second studio I've worked for. First one was an internship at the small Unity mobile studio called Fiken Media. If you guys ever want to play their games, they make Wizard Ops Tactics, and that's basically like Final Fantasy on your iPad, or Final Fantasy Tactics on your iPad, except with wizards. But yeah, I'd say no one is a good natural-born level designer, or designer in general, because you just need to mess up a bunch of times and figure out what sticks and what doesn't. And yeah, being able to iterate really quickly certainly helps with that. You know what? I'm kind of blanking on what Venom has for superpowers. So let's see. According to Wikipedia, limited shapeshifting. Like, yeah, I knew that. There's no superpower for that, though. Invisibility through camouflage. Okay. Undetectable by Spider-Man, Spider